What's up, everybody? Corey Van Castle Cook here, one half of Movie Chumps. And as Corey Moshe Kesselring of the pod, friend of the pod, is sometimes wont to say, the 90s was a lawless wasteland. And I don't think that's ever been more true than in a little film from 1991 starring Denzel Washington and John Lithgow called Ricochet.
Denzel Washington, John Lithgow, Ricochet. Meeting once was a mistake. Meeting twice will be murder.
A movie I recently checked out for the first time, and I absolutely recommend that you watch. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons right now why you should immediately watch the movie Ricochet. Reason number 1. The movie opens with Denzel Washington playing Ice-T in a game of 2-on-2. That's right, you heard me. Ricochet begins almost like White Man Can't Jump, with Denzel's Nick Styles hooping it up against Ice-T's gangbanger Odessa. Even better, it's clearly not Denzel when he dunks on fools numerous times. And as an added bonus, Denzel's partner in crime is Usual Suspects and A Few Good Men actor Kevin Pollak doing his best Woody Harrelson impression on the court. Off the court, and 10 minutes later, Pollak does a pitch-perfect impression of Shatner from Star Trek, a show that Denzel's Nick has somehow never heard of. Reason number 2, it's directed by Russell Mulcahy. While there may be a tiny percentage of you out there who know Mulcahy from the 12 Elton John music videos he directed, it's more likely you know him from the 1986 sword-fighting, immortal-clashing cult movie Highlander. He also directed Highlander 2: The Quickening, but the less said about that movie, the better. Mulcahy directs Ricochet in a borderline manic fashion, with some of the set pieces and tense exchanges between Denzel Washington and John Lithgow being compellingly captivating. Also, for some strange reason, music themes from Predator 2's score reoccur often in Ricochet. Sadly, other than 1994's The Shadow, Mulcahy's output has been less than stellar, with direct-to-video dreck like The Scorpion King 2: Rise of a Warrior and Give 'Em Hell Malone some of the lowlights. But when it comes to Ricochet, trust me, he's got the goods. Reason number 3. A mulleted Jesse Ventura fights John Lithgow gladiator style. Ricochet certainly goes in some unexpected directions, and none of those directions is more out of the blue than a fight that happens early on in the film. Aryan Brotherhood member Jake Kowalski, played by a mulleted Jesse the Body Ventura, fights John Lithgow's main antagonist Earl Talbot Blake in a duel that can only be described as American Gladiators as envisioned by a 12-year-old boy. These two dudes wrap themselves head to toe in telephone books, remember those kids? With duct tape, and fight with long metal poles. Never mind the fact that there's no explanation as to where they got the duct tape, telephone books, and metal poles, or where the hell the guards are during this debacle. The fight is insane and completely in earnest, which makes it both hilarious and entertaining to watch. Reason number 4. The events that befall Denzel Washington's Nick Styles boggle the mind. Listen, Denzel Washington is no stranger to dramatic moments, but what happens to his character in Ricochet is beyond the pale. He takes down a baddie by stripping down to his boxers and using a hidden gun in his jockstrap. He's kidnapped and injected with heroin and then forced to have sex with a prostitute who gives him the clap. And his ultimate confrontation with Lithgow's Blake takes place on top of the Watts Towers in LA, with Denzel's Nick dressed only in a robe and lipstick. No, I'm not kidding. I can't even begin to think how Denzel Washington reacted when he first read this script. And finally, number 5, John Lithgow delivers the most unhinged performance of his career. John Lithgow has been wowing audiences with his incredible acting ability for over 40 years now. What always struck me about Lithgow was his ability not only to play a warm, friendly everyman, but also a truly terrifying psychopath. Watch Cliffhanger and Raising Cain if you don't believe me. Yet, with his performance as Earl Talbot Blake in Ricochet, he takes it to a whole nother level. The tamest thing Blake does in this movie is to bluff his way into Nick's house as someone from the power company so he can drug his kids and film them while they sleep, holding an axe over their heads. He then leaves the tape for Nick to find. Again, this is the tamest thing he does. Aside from the final confrontation with Nick on the tower and his gladiatorial battle with Jesse Ventura, as I already mentioned, he also tells a guard he's going to floss with his wife's pubic hair and tells his parole officer to his face that he's going to fuck his wife, his daughter, and his dog. Who the fuck does that? Lithgow's unhinged performance alone is worth checking out Ricochet. So even though the 90s may have been a lawless wasteland, I'm pretty confident in saying that Ricochet is a nice little oasis in that wasteland. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm Corey Van Castle Cook, one half of Movie Chumps, and I'll see everybody next time.